Hi guys, we are continuing our series about stories behind hymns, and today we're taking a look at one of my favorite hymns, which is Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing. And unfortunately, this story is not a happy one. It doesn't end well. The end of the hymn says, "Prone to wander, Lord, I feel it, prone to leave the God I love. Here's my heart, oh take and seal it for thy courts above." This was written by a man called Robert Robinson, who was born in a very poor family in England in 1735. And when he was 8 years old, his father died, and when he was 14, his mother sent him to London so that he could learn a trade. And unfortunately, there he fell out with the wrong crowd. He started hanging out with these good-nothing guys and lived a life of debauchery. And when he was 17, him and his friends decided to go to a religious meeting just so that they could make fun of the Christians there. But the pastor preached such a powerful sermon that he felt convicted and ended up converting, and even became a pastor himself. And he wrote this hymn when he was 23 years old. And the words that I read at the beginning that says, "Prone to wander, Lord, I feel it, prone to leave the God I love," ended up being somehow prophetic for him, because unfortunately he did leave the church later on and returned back to his life of debauchery. And it is told that years later, he was traveling with a stranger, a woman, and they were chatting, and somehow she started talking about this hymn and how much it had been a blessing to her soul. And he didn't want to hear about it. He kept trying to change the subject, but she kept bringing it up, and he became quite restless and ended up exclaiming, "Ma'am, you don't understand. I'm the person who wrote this hymn years ago, and I would give out worlds just so that I could have the feeling of joy that I had back then." And so, like I told you at the beginning, this is not a happy story. We don't know what happened to him. Did he went back to the Lord or not, or he continued on his wrong path? I don't know. But I would like to read to you a verse that I think would have been a great call for him at that moment. It's from Joel chapter 2 verse 13, and it says, "Now return to the Lord your God, for he is gracious and compassionate, slow to anger, abounding in loving kindness, and relenting of evil." And so no matter how far you are from God, just know that you can always come back. So have a good rest of the day, and see you again tomorrow for